Hello my wonderful YouTube audience. Today I have a story for you to tell, and this story is the Truth Detective signature story. And this, I have a dream that this is gonna be a movie or a novel at some point. And the name of the story is Truth Detective and the Pink Gangster. And this story starts in New York City. New York City, 1960s. The time of the jazz, the time of the fedora hat, the time of the pocket watch, and the time of the gangsters, the time of the mob, the time of the Tommy gun, and the time of the private detectives. And Truth Detective has this habit of going to this jazz club, and in this jazz club there are these these wild black guys playing jazz, like this the way they play is just freaking wild, they're just wild, and Truth Detective loves the stuff, and in that club Truth Detective always also hears these stories and these rumors. I'm hearing that this criminal gang is planning some robberies or something, just look into this. Truth Detective hears all kinds of things through this stuff. And at some point Truth Detective hears a new type of mob or a new type of criminal gang going on. They are all girls, and they all are wearing pink. And True Detective hears about this and is what's it doesn't make any sense. Why do they want to differentiate themselves like this if they are criminals? It doesn't make any sense. But he keeps hearing this. This these girls, they kind of play this line of the law. They play the law of the line. And it's really, you should really look into this. And Truth Detective is okay, it sounds pretty wild, there's pink girls playing playing like bad guys, let's look into it. And then in some part of the New York City, maybe the Brooklyn area, Truth Detective meets one of these pink gangsters. And it's a really interesting setup, there's this this hot girl, and he's wearing all pink, a pink suit actually, this type of gangster suit, and a fedora type hat on her head, I mean a black one. And Truth Detective just goes to the girl and is hey man, hey girl, what are you up to tonight? Because I've been hearing that people who dress exactly like you are maybe into some crime type of thing. So is this really true? I was just going to this jazz club and I heard this rumor where's your gang, and the girl is just I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm not related to any kind of crime behavior, I just dress up like this, it's just my style, it's just my style, the girl says. And True Detectives, that's very interesting, my darling. That's very interesting, my darling. What are you planning? What are your plans for tonight? Do you want to go to some a place there? We could dance all kinds of do you swing? Yeah, let's go let's go dance or swing. How about it? And then the girl is well, yeah, why not? And then they go, and at a place where they go to, a place where they do all this swing music, and all of this this party type of thing. True Detective and this girl go there, and then the girl spots a group of real gangsters, real hard ass thugs, mafia, and he points them like this, the girl, and says that those are the guys that you are looking for. And the Truth Detective is you're probably right. Then they like dance, and the girl's like, let's play a mum, you know, like let's just like dance, and they start like dancing like together, and every time, you know, Truth Detective like spins around the girl is trying to like point at like the person, you know, that is probably, you know, the main guy in the like the organization, and they kind of like dance to those like guys, like they kind of like approach those guys, you know, on the dance floor, and then at that point, you know, Truth Detective just lets go of the girl, and one of the like gangsters tries to steal her, but then she like flees a bit, you know, and then Truth Detective just says to the guys, hey guys, you know, I wonder how I heard this one thing tonight about exactly a guy that looked like you with that kind of like, you know, like face. I wonder if you might have been around the like the near liquor store, you know, like maybe last week there happened this like, well, a robbery. And then the guy's like, yeah, what about it? I was there, and the truth is, I was kind of like, it might be a little suspicious, you know, that you were there. So what you were really doing there? And the guy's like, what's that your business, you know? Like, is that what, like, it's none of your business what I was doing there. Well, I was just, you know, I was hanging around in this, like, near this apartment, you know. And the guy's like, the truth is like, apartment? And the guy's like, yeah, an apartment, you know. There are these druggies, you know. I'm trying to, like do some, like, counseling for them. And the truth is like, counseling? Yeah, the guy's like, yeah, counseling. I'm a Christian, you know, all the way. And the, like, truth detective is like, you don't exactly look like a saint, maybe. And the guy's like, yeah. But you know, like you should look in. That's probably one of those guys, you know. They're all over the place, you know. They're like drugs nowadays, you know. They like go goo, you know. And Truth Detective like, thanks a lot for that information. Hey, don't steal my pink girl. And then Truth Detective returns to the girl and says to the girl that, hey, I hear this like that this like there's like these druggies, you know, and the robbery, you know, it was probably related, but I was kind of like suspicious of the guy. Maybe, you know, he talked about maybe he tell the truth, you know, maybe he's Christian. Nobody knows nowadays. But let's just have a good time, you know. And then they have a good time, and it turns out Truth Detective goes, you know, the next morning or the next evening maybe to this like block, you know, with some police cars, you know, and they crack up on this like huge like drug, you know, this like scene, you know, there, and then at the same time, you know, it turns out that yeah, these were actually the guys that did the robbery. And that was great, you know. Truth Detective saved the day again. But you know, this kind of thing happens all the time in Truth Detective's life. But it was really like awesome how like the girl, the pink gangster, maneuver Truth Detective to these guys that tell who probably was the culprit, you know, in this stuff. And True Detective like falls in love with this girl like head over heels, and then this guy that, you know, this girl introduced him to, True Detective befriends, and you know, he's a dude that works in the prison system, like rehabilitating these old addicts, you know, and it's complete, you know, like a shock for like True Detective when this like guy starts to like preach, you know, like in the name of Jesus Christ, you know. True Detective at one time, you know, goes on this like tour around, you know, one of the prisons with this guy, and he just like shows, yeah, here we have these inmates, and you know, we try to like make them like behave, you know, again and again, and we try to like get some Jesus in their lives, you know, and then he like starts to preach for these like hard-worn thugs, you know, like the Bible and all shit, kind of shit like that, and you know, the Ten Commandments and not stealing, not killing, all kind of shit like that. You know, these guys are part of the mafia, you know, and all kinds of gangs and all kinds of, you know, robberies, rapes, you know, like drug like, you know, like trafficking, all kinds of shit like this, you know, murder even like all kinds of heinous people, you know, like all kinds of heinous people are part of this, and Truth Detective is really impressed by the guy. He's like, whoa, holy shit, the guy can fucking preach to at least these people. And then he says to the guy that, yeah, I really like your style, you know, we should like get on the street, you should get on the streets and preach for normal people. If you can convert these fucking guys, you can convert anybody.